Well, what we do know is that the FBI is calling this a targeted ambush. They say that this was pre-planned. They believe that the suspect, who was not wearing any ID, planned this and walked right up to the National Guardsmen who are standing around by the subway, by the White House. You see them everywhere. You see them at restaurants, up and down the streets, and then opened fire. We got a little more information about what actually happened and what happened when the suspect was shot as well. And here is an interview clip from the Assistant Metro Police Chief.
At approximately 2:15 this afternoon, members of the D.C. National Guard were on high visibility patrols in the area of 17th and I Street Northwest when a suspect came around the corner, raised his arm with a firearm, and discharged it at the National Guard members. The National Guard members, there were other members that were in the area. They were able to, after some back and forth, able to subdue the individual and bring him into custody. The suspect in this case was also transported for treatment at a local hospital.
Okay, Joy, this is also the day before Thanksgiving. Lots of people probably trying to get home. Is there a sense of panic where you are?
Well, it's very chaotic. I mean, look behind me. I mean, I'm just a couple of blocks from the White House. There are police cars everywhere, yellow tape everywhere. People who have their cars parked can't get to them. I spoke to a couple of people who tried to get past the police tape. And you know, the National Guard here, it's been very controversial for many people. They didn't like them here. And yet we understand that Pete Hegseth is sending another 500 guards for security. Now, just back to those National Guard, there were conflicting stories out there, Sandy. The West Virginia governor said that the two guards who were shot were at first in critical condition. Then he said that they had died, and then he backtracked on that. But they are in serious trouble in hospital tonight, fighting for their lives, as is the suspect, who I think I mentioned before was not wearing any ID, and that is why the FBI believes that this was targeted, motivated, and pre-planned. I just want you to take a listen to this interview clip from the Director Kash Patel of the FBI.
Where two of our brave members of the National Guard and the Department of War were brazenly attacked in a horrendous act of violence. They were shot. They're in critical condition. As you can see behind me, we have assembled the full force of both the federal and state and local law enforcement agencies to bring bear all of our resources to make sure we find the perpetrators responsible for this heinous act. And make no mistake, they will be brought to justice. Since this is an assault on a federal law enforcement officer, this will be treated at the federal level as an assault on a federal law enforcement officer.
And Sandy, what we do know tonight, that there are no other suspects. The one suspect is in custody and also severely injured.